Oh.
Hey there, this is Mobile Agent TV, helping agents stay on the cutting edge from coast to coast.
Welcome to Mobile Agent TV. I am Michael Thorne of Remax Little Oak Realty in Langley, BC, and my co-host Dave Falkware is away for his annual Christmas in July. If you're a fan of the show, you know every July Dave takes some time off to be with family. They call it Christmas in July. So, Dave, I hope you're having a fantastic time relaxing with family and friends. So we've called on, we were going to have Jesse Peters on today's show anyway to share his video expertise. So we're going to slide Jesse into the co-host role and fill the enormous shoes of Dave Falkware. So I think actually, Jesse, I think this is your first appearance on Mobile Agent TV. I know we've done Hangouts before in Remax Play, but I think this is your first time on the show, right?
Yes, Mike, it definitely is, and I tell you, I'm already having breath mints. I don't even know if I need breath mints right now, but I am excited. I am 3 nervous peas in, and I am ready to co-host with you, Michael, and super pumped about today's show. Thanks for asking me on, and let the games begin. One more minute.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, you know what? We always read out our guest 160 Twitter bio, and so we're going to read out your 160 Twitter bio so people can just get a little sense of who you are. You can get Jesse Peters on Twitter at Mr. Social Savvy, 2 V's in Savvy. It reads, life is social, let's be savvy, dad of 2 awesome, capitalized, kids, and husband to an amazing wife, love the power of video and social media, Winnipeg Jets 2.0 fan, realtor, stay social. Thanks for sitting in with us, Jesse. We really, really appreciate it.
Happy to be here, Mike.
During the broadcast, you can interact with us live using the hashtag MATVLive, and we really encourage all of our viewers to ask questions on Twitter, as well as I will enable the blog feature right now so you guys can ask questions in the Q&A section. Right there, you can just click on the screen and ask questions, and we'll make sure we ask them of today's guest. We're going to be talking about how to take the leap into video. One little milestone that, because we're talking about video, I've been keeping my eye on it for the last couple of weeks, and it's too bad Dave isn't on this particular show, but I think it's pointed to say it. You know, we just crossed, Mobile Agent TV on YouTube just crossed 1,000 subscribers, which for us is kind of a big deal. It's kind of neat because, you know, building your subscribership is something that we hadn't really done before, and so if you want to subscribe to all the episodes, you get all the previews and all that sort of thing. You can go to youtube.com/mobileagenttv, so it's a nice little milestone, as well as if you are new to the broadcast and you want to sign up for the newsletter, right there on mobileagenttv.com on the right-hand side, you can click up for the newsletter. All you do is you get about 3 days before the show, you get a little video BombBomb email that goes out and tells you exactly who our guest is and what we're going to be talking about, so you can go ahead and do that. So let's jump right into today's show. We've got 2 amazing guests with a fantastic video story to share with you. Let's start out by introducing Heather Scott. You can get her on Twitter at @bymuskoka, MUSKOKA, and her 160 Twitter bio reads, we are Muskoka Cottage and Lifestyle Specialist. Welcome to the show, Heather.
Hi.
And sitting right next to you is your great dear friend and business partner, Jenn O'Brien. You can get Jenn on Twitter at Jenn O'Brien. And her 160 Twitter bio reads, helping clients buy and sell cottages in Muskoka and Georgian Bay. Is that right? Georgian Bay?
That's right.
Georgian Bay. Daughter, self-professed wine connoisseur. My life motto, live what you love. Welcome to the show, Jenn.
Thanks. We're super excited to be here today, and that we get your special guest, Jesse.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's all blushing.
I'm blushing.
Just to start us off, Heather and Jenn, and I don't even know this story, and we've all, you know, I've spent personal time with both of you guys. I really don't know your story, your history in real estate, and how the 2 of you came to be working together. So why don't you share with our audience your history in real estate and sort of where you are today?
Yeah, you know, it was kind of like a mistake. Not a mistake, but it wasn't, you know, we didn't go into it thinking this is how it was going to come out. I had just I started as a buyer agent 4 summers ago, so I'm still new in the business. And it didn't work out, you know, in that kind of role, and I wanted to cut costs and share an office. So I shared an office with Heather. And
and I was started off as a buyer rep just a year before Jen, and that didn't work out so well for me either.
It was meant to be.
And we just found our strengths and weaknesses kind of matched. And
and our long-term goal in Muskoka real estate was the same, and you know, and we got along really well.
Yeah.
Heather's really funny.
I do like
now, you know, for the vast majority of people watching this show that are agents out there, there's not too much difference in the nuance of what I do and what Jesse does. We help young families and second-time home buyers, you know, buy and sell residential real estate, usually in a subdivision setting with a little elementary school down the street and a big box store down the road. And that's the environment we do our business. Your environment is very, very different. Muskoka is a very different real estate beast. So for the people watching, just give an idea, what is it that you do and how your area of real estate differs from the vast majority of agents throughout North America?
Well, we sell a dream. We sell a vision.
A lifestyle.
Yeah. I mean, you don't need a cottage. This is usually a lifelong dream for someone to have a second recreational property. So the motivation is different, and the needs and wants are different.
Yeah. So our pool of clients for our market come from majority in the GTA, and this is their second property, waterfront. So we're looking at you know, younger families that you know, have a couple of kids, that kind of thing, or people that are on the verge of retirement that you know, want to get into the cottage and then retire up here kind of long term. So it's totally different, and we're seasonal. We only work, you know, actively work 6 to 7 months of the year, and our business changes drastically in the wintertime. So it's totally different. You know?
Yeah, and one of the biggest differences we have is our clients are very rarely are we together with them. Like, they're never in front of us. We're communicating remotely 90% of the time.
Which why I know we're going to talk about BombBomb later, but it's been awesome for us since implementing it at Video Bootcamp.
I feel like every episode we do, Melanie Gallia is like our unofficial co-host or like producer. She's always telling me, please remind me to do this, remember that. So she wants me to explain GTA so people know where you are. GTA is the greater Toronto area. So you guys are north of Toronto by a couple hours?
We're 2 hours north of Toronto.
Fantastic. Thank you, Melanie. You are the best. So
thank you, Melanie.
Let's get into today's show. We're going to be talking about not only video marketing, but that journey of leaping into video marketing. And I think that's the most accurate description of what you guys have done. Now, I've seen both of you produce video prior to this, but not in the fact that you've done 31 videos in 31 days, and you publicly declared that commitment, and then you're kind of obligated to go through. And the nice thing, the nice thing about that is when you committed to do it, you weren't a veteran of video and you were like, we got this, we're not nervous, we know exactly what you're doing. You kind of did this as a Band-Aid to rip off, where you're like, we're going to make a commitment, we're going to go through this, we're going to stumble through it, and we're going to come out the other side learning something, and we're going to do that publicly. So what did it take for the two of you to turn to each other and say, let's produce 31 videos in 31 days and put it out there?
Jen sent me a text message like, we're doing this. So that was pretty much it.
We came home from Video Bootcamp. That was held at Remax Ontario Atlantic, 2-day session hosted by you two, Michael and Jesse. And you guys kept saying to us, I bet you're not going to do it. I bet nobody does this. You know, I bet you won't go home and implement this. And I just kept thinking, and I also saw, you know, the way it changed your business and how passionate you guys were about it. And I thought, we have an area that people don't know exactly what it's all about other than our Facebook photos. And I was like, they keep telling me we're not going to do it. Like, we're going to do it.
Yeah.
So
the concept was the best thing for us.
Yeah. So we appreciate that. So it was that one.
So for people that
Sorry, go
don't
ahead.
know what the videos you produced were, talk about the concept, because I think one of the mistakes agents do on all levels of their marketing is default to the listing, you know, or default to the open house. And all the studies and all the feedback that Jesse and I have, now we both do listing videos, but we do know for certain, without a doubt, non-listing videos are probably the most impactful way to build know, like, and trust, and are most interesting to the consumer. The listing video has such a shelf life, and when I see people on Periscope, the default is, here, I'm at my open house, let me take you through the house, you know, I've got a new listing coming. So talk about the concepts and what you hoped to do with 31 videos and 31 days. Just let our audience know that might not have seen your videos, what type of video you guys have been producing straight now for 24 straight days.
Okay. So we are, again, going off, you know, by the suggestion of you, Michael, that we're doing 30, because July has 31 days. July is kind of our peak season, the fun time for cottagers to be up here. So every day we're showcasing one of our favorite spots in Muskoka, from, you know, a hiking trail to a store to a coffee shop, all sorts of different things. And their videos are not long. They're a minute and a half, 2 minutes max. Editing is a learned thing, but it's gotten so much easier.
They're not planned.
No.
They're not scripted.
No.
We literally drive up or walk up to a business and we just go.
Yeah. We planned it out a bit in the beginning, like these are maybe, you know, our first 7, and then by that time we were like, oh, that's Heather's favorite clothing store. We should stop in there and, you know, say hi to Sheila and do a quick video. She loved it. Like, oh, the community response has been unbelievable. Unbelievable.
And the following that we're starting to get is totally unimaginable.
Yeah. Everywhere we go, people that you wouldn't even expect are saying, oh, I've been watching your videos, you know, or
what's tomorrow?
Yeah. Like, I wonder if they're going to come to my store, or, like, it's been insane.
And the neat thing about this journey that you guys have done is I've done, we did 30 videos in 30 days. Jesse did 30 videos in 30 days, and you guys upped us by picking one of the months that had 31, so good on you. But see, that I think the real power in what you're doing is that the things you're showcasing, there is a portion of your community that has an affinity and an ownership of those places, and they want to partake with you. You're reaching your community's, you know, trigger points, and so you're not discussing what's important to you.
No.
But you're discussing what's important to your community, and therefore there is a connection that gets established between you and the viewer. So Jesse, we'll pull you in here because you did 30 and 30. That's really the key, is showcasing not only what you love, but the viewer also loves it too as well, and therefore I've got something in common with Jesse, and that starts to build the know, like, and trust that eventually turns into business further down the road.
Well, and that's exactly it, Michael. This you'd mentioned earlier on, when people in our industry are thinking about video, our automatic default is to go to, what's the listing video? Oh, listing videos. And forever it's a Web 360 view, or it's a slideshow with, you know, the cello playing in the background. Like, there is so much now with the power of video and the way people are watching video. For us in the business to harness a brand now, right? I think we talked about it in boot camp, just being, how else can you showcase yourself as a brand for the power of video? And I think having these, having yourself showcasing your neighborhood and not being focused on ego and look at me, right, has really kind of helped build that know, like, and trust amongst your community. Fair to say, I know that's been my experience doing it in St. James here, or in Southwest Winnipeg, we'll call it. I did my 30 favorite days in June. And then the support from the businesses, and all of a sudden they're sharing and they're liking, and now you have advocates for you everywhere. Has that been, you know, has that surprised you, the support you've received so far, Jen and Heather?
Yeah, absolutely.
Completely. It's been above and beyond anything I far ever expected.
And without ever trying to promote the Remax brand,
Not
we
once.
brought so much awareness to it.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because we don't say, you know, we're from Remax, where we just say, we're Heather and Jenn, maybe you've seen our videos, we're doing, and like, oh, Rangers, well, we're from Remax. Remax, oh, and like.
Yeah. Jen yesterday said, oh, you want to find us a cottage, blah, blah, blah. You know,
and sure. You know, in our area, Remax does not have a big market share, and it doesn't have the biggest presence. So it's great for their brand.
And the business owners themselves are, you know, first they see us walk in with our selfie stick, which like everybody's staring, and then we tell them what we're doing, you know, our 31 favorite places in Muskoka, and stories come out, you know, like.
We did Turtle Jacks the other day, and that was the funniest because their manager saw us in the restaurant, you know, taking just pans of the room, and he was like, all right, what's going on here? And then when we're doing a video, he's like, hang on, he comes back and he's like, okay, what would you like me to say?
Yeah, he was absolutely fantastic. So the community response has been great. Yeah, it's been really awesome.
Well, and the fun thing that I've noticed, and I've noticed with yourselves especially, you know, as we talked about in boot camp a few weeks ago, Remax not being the #1 brand in your location, but having daily video, and I know Michael, you can speak to this as well. It allows you to be top of mind. Right?
Absolutely.
So it's like the subtleties, right? And so when people are thinking about real estate or about this restaurant, you're top of mind. Not only Heather and Jenn, but also Remax supports this type of person, right? And hey, any brand, you know, anyone using video, these are going to be the results. And it is pretty awesome to say. And to be honest with you, not only are you, through my experience watching you girls do 31 Days of Summer, which I'm so proud because you're like little students and it's fun, but my parents, a week after, stayed in Muskoka, right?
I know.
And they went to 3 of the bakeries that you guys showcased. So now, so it's like, okay, well, wherever I'm traveling to, I now know an inside scoop, right? And this is the one thing that I wish more realtors would do is show us the inside scoop of your neighborhood, right? So, hey, maybe I don't need to go down south. I can go, you know, over to Muskoka, or I can fly out to BC because I got a list of neat local things to do besides the Sky Dome or besides, you know, I don't know, out your way, Mike, right? Like, that's pretty cool. So,
well, I know, and especially, I think, especially in the marketplace that Jen and Heather are, if they're saying the vast majority of the people they don't see face-to-face 90% of the time, the vast majority of the consumers coming from Toronto, that means the vast majority of their consumer is researching Muskoka online to find their agent, to find out who they're going to connect with. And if they type in Muskoka into YouTube or into Facebook or into Google, and all this content is there, and oh, by the way, these people that are going to tell you what it's like to live in this community also have the ability to help you find your next home. It's an absolute home run because we know that 93% of people start their search for a property online, but we also know that the vast majority, like when I first got into real estate, the life cycle of a buyer was like 3 months between wanting to buy a home and buying a home. Now we sit back and we research it over months and months, maybe a year plus. That relationship is being built with Heather and Jenn, and these 30 days right now will pay dividends a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, because they're building know, like, and trust that they're completely unaware of. And you will have it, guys, and I know Jesse and I have too as well, where people will just come up and start talking to you because they have this genetic impression that they know who you are, even though you have no clue who they are.
Yeah.
And that's super powerful.
Yeah, that's definitely us in those videos. Mistakes and all.
Well, you know what, and let's talk about that too, because I think one of the fears of getting involved happens to be the cost, the equipment, all this sort of stuff, the polishness of it. And I keep telling people that I think the benefit of video is almost always in the less polished stuff because it's much more accessible to the viewer. It's much more real to the viewer. And so talk about the equipment that you're using and the over-polished, sarcastic nature of your videos. And do you think they would work if they were highly produced, you know, TV broadcast quality videos? Would they have the same impact to the viewer?
No, I don't think at all that they would. I mean, Heather and I are literally using a selfie stick, and I know Melanie hates the selfie stick, but works for us.
It does.
Yeah, and we're going out and we're shooting, you know, 12, 15 little clips of video, B-roll, you know, us talking. Oh, we
Did you just
slip
say
up. Okay, start over
Did
again.
you just say B-roll? Is that now part of the everyday lingo?
It's a thing. Language now.
Yes.
And no, but on that note, sorry, Heather, to cut you off, is you guys are shooting. I mean, you're shooting with a cell phone, right?
Yeah.
This right here.
Yeah.
Never leaves. Yeah.
Sometimes her battery dies and we use mine.
Yeah, that's it.
But we actually used a rubber mallet with an iPhone charge cord wrapped around it because we forgot the selfie stick.
Yeah. So whatever needs to be done needs to be done.
And then the business owner came out and he's like, "Oh, if I'd known what you guys were doing," he's like, "I would have done it for you."
Yep.
Yeah, that's so I want to ask you guys a question. Why not 2 years ago? Like why if it's not equipment, if it's not all this stuff, why not 2 years ago? Why now finally?
We muddled through and we tried. Like, we've known that we needed to do video, so
For about 2 years.
Yeah, so we tried, you know, odds and ends, and then.
But it's fear.
Yeah, it was the video
for sure.
The boot camp.
And just not committing, like fear and non-commitment, and you're scared, right? Of how do I start? What do I say? And when we went to that video boot camp, it was like, ding, you know, get out and do it. Just get it done, and we did.
See, that's that answer really. I told you guys, you've really been inspiring me the last 24 days because it just proves like the result. I don't know if there's any marketing you could do that will garner know, like, and trust in such a short period of time than what you've done. And here's the interesting thing is, if you put out a bus bench ad, every other realtor has bus bench ads. So how do you stand out? How do you differentiate yourself in that marketplace? You put an ad in the newspaper. Well, everyone else has an ad. Everyone else has a website. But any realtor that doesn't have another agent doing this in their marketplace can stand out from every other agent instantly. So do you think now that any other agent has the ability to announce that they're going to do 30 videos in 30 days and not look like they're stepping on what you've already created?
No. Yeah, us.
Exactly.
Like, I keep saying it because I'm so blown away, but I really actually cannot believe the instantaneous result and response that we've received from this. There's no way a newspaper ad or a direct mail or a bus bench like you love, Jesse, it would just never happen.
No. And we could have spent thousands and thousands of dollars and not got that response.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so then let's talk about the fear, because I knew something was going to happen when you guys announced it. I knew that you would be fundamentally different people 31 days after than day one, and I know that we're only 24 days into your series, but can you tell me what the 3 minutes before you press record felt like in your gut day one compared to what the 3 minutes feel like only 24 days later before you press record? Because I think one of the things that keep people from doing is they know what that feeling is like day one, and they don't think that feeling is going to go away, and therefore it's just too much to take on every single time they press record. So what was it like day one? What is it like day 24?
Okay, so day one, I got to tell this story because it's about Heather. So day one, we say where we're going to meet. So we go and meet, and Heather is like, and we're freaking out. We're like, what do we say? You know, what are we gonna? Is it going to be okay? How do we look? And Heather is, so we're at the Seguin, the boats down in Gravenhurst, which are really cool boats, and they're just really traditional Muskoka. And I thought it was a first day one. So Heather is like reading everything on their website.
Googling.
So that we can, say exactly and how big the ship is and how long it is and the history and all this stuff. And we're just like, okay, calm.
And if you
record.
notice, that
So
day,
yeah.
I had come straight from the gym.
Yeah.
Like, my hair was pulled back. I was covered in sweat. Like, it's a good thing you couldn't smell me. I literally drove straight from the gym to do that.
So it was really funny, the fear that we had that day. We were just panicking about what to say and how to do it, and we just did it. And now, I watched day one, and I'm like, oh. But, I mean, it's totally different now. We're like popping out the phone, hey, do you want to chat with us? We're talking about this, and it's just totally different. And like you said, it's only been 24 days, so complete change. And I didn't believe you guys either, by the way. Jesse, I think it was, said 10 days in, you'll have no fear. And I didn't believe you, Jesse. I'm sorry, but no fear now.
Hey.
And it's not, because we're not afraid to make mistakes.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, what you get to do now is you're leveraging being you. You're comfortable now being you. Everybody gets to see you already, what you look like, how you dress. 10 people saw you, Heather, walk down to the docks already in your gym outfits. So the more comfortable you get doing it on camera, right, presenting yourself on camera, that's what people see. You don't like your voice? Yeah. That's already what people hear. You can't change that. Yeah. So the sooner you can embrace that, right, then you really see the power of it. And I think it'll be fun next July when you re-release those same videos. You don't have to make them again. See how far along you've come.
Yeah, it will be totally different. You're right, because like the first time I saw, just even what I sounded like or looked like on video, like that is not what I sound like in real life. But it is, and you just accept it.
Yeah, surprise. And the sooner you do it, the better. We meet strangers every single day, right? So
I wish we had done this 2 years ago. Yeah. I wish we had, but we haven't. It's now.
That's okay. You're still ahead of the curve.
That's a great point, because there's a lot of viewers watching right now that have an opportunity to do it before someone else in the neighborhood does it, and that's really where we are. I mean, people can't compete with Trish here in Fort Langley. They can't compete with me in my North Langley, because we've done it. So that's, I'm not saying that as far as you better go and do it, but the reality is someone's going to figure out how simple and how powerful this tool is, and if they don't do it, somebody else will do it, and then you'll be out. And
yeah, exactly.
Why can't
it's so simple, guys?
It's so cheap to do.
It's so cheap. Yeah, you
and
have
if
to try it.
You don't like our videos, you're not gonna like us. You're not gonna want to work with us anyway.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah.
100%.
We are who we are.
So let's talk about the impact. Yeah, simple video.
Simple video.
Let's talk about the impact, Jen and Heather, about shining the light on somebody other than yourself. And I really where this benefit is one of the things that Jesse and I talked about as a way of distributing content. And Sue, we'll get to your questions about how distribution happens later on the show. I know that she's tweeting. But one of the things that Jesse and I preach is go and find every business. Everything has their own audience in 2015. They have a Facebook following, they've got a Twitter following, they've got a following. So when you showcase somebody that already has an audience, then you can get exposed to their audience. So talk about what's it like to, instead of shine, we're great RE/MAX agents, we'll help you buy and sell your home and we'll give you good service, to here's Susan and here's her little coffee shop and she makes amazing things, and shine the light on somebody else. How has that impacted you and the way the videos get distributed?
I think that out of our 24 days now, we've had about 7 or 8 that the individual businesses have shared themselves. And, I mean, other people in the community. We had a call on day 3 or 4, I think it was, that we did this little coffee shop right across from our office. And the owner called and actually was like, that was so cool. Thank you so much. Because they're brand new this year in the community, and they are delicious. So, one of the farmers markets, like, she wanted us to send her the video for the people that aren't online so they can, watch it. So it's been awesome. they're so happy and supportive, and just willing to share with their people, which is what this is all about.
Yeah, and it's an interesting marketing strategy, and hopefully this comes off in the most sincere way. But one of the things we try to do in our business is have people owe us. You know what I mean? Like in a very positive way. But if I have done something good for you, if I have given you extra service, if I have taken care of whatever it is, we as human nature feel like we owe Michael something, we owe Jesse something for helping us out. And the more people in your community or Mobile Agent TV, where we try to put out great content for realtors all across North America every week, and if you felt like we've brought you some value and you happen to have a referral that comes out to my area, it's in our nature to want to even the score. And so I think one of the huge levels for you is when you showcase a local business, that lady who just opened up a coffee shop, the law of reciprocity will even that score out down the road, because that's human nature. We want a level of score. And Jesse, talk about all the times that you've shone the light on somebody else, or you've gone out of your way for a client, and one of the things is when you blow your client socks off, one of the reasons why they refer you is not only do they want other people to experience the experience, but they owe you. They feel like in their soul they owe you. So talk about that as giving first and trying to reap later on, opposed to this always take mentality of a transactional real estate agent.
Yeah, you know what, Michael, and that I think with that concept or that kind of theory or pillar of business in mind, I think my business has really began to transform to one that has a lot more positivity. And when the people who you are helping showcase because you love what they do, you're going to get a lot more positive clients and positive opportunities coming from that. And I think, instead of always asking for a referral, you just want to be top of mind when someone else approaches that company. Just be top of mind. Recommend me. Don't owe me, but the less you put on them, the less expectations, because we should be. I do this, A, to help build brand, but B, to support local in my community. So that's the bigger picture. And the more I put those reasons first, the law of attraction happens. And business seems to get a little bit easier. I still got to hustle. I still got to be creative. I still got to deliver value and service and engage, but it just seems to be coming a little bit more full circle, a hell of a lot quicker, right? And like Jen and Heather, like you said, you see my videos. Probably a lot of people here have seen them. If you haven't, check them out. But you know what you're getting to. If you're calling me or emailing me from a referral because you've seen the video, you already know who I am, right?
Yeah.
It takes very little convincing. And we're rolling already, right? So I think the more we can put other people's needs first, right, ours will be taken care of, right?
Yeah.
Give to receive, right?
Give to receive. Giving starts the receiving process.
And that can be applied in so many different areas of life, right? I'm not trying to come off as preachy, but if you look at this way and supporting local as realtors, we now have we are now the inside scoop for neighborhoods, the micro, showing neighborhoods at a micro level, and really building a team of this, having video as a tool to engage and be, all encompassing. It's been, I say it all the time, Jen and Heather, I agree with it. It's mind blowing, these results, but you got to commit to it, right? You got to be you. You got to stay consistent, right, Michael?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to get to a question from Terry Conrad. And by the way, Terry, thank you for watching.
Hi, Terry.
Jesse's going down to San Francisco. Make sure that you see Jesse in San Francisco. I get to have a little get together with Terry later on today. But this is one of the things. How you guys think that the video series has impacted your personal brand, because your personal brand, who you are, your value, all that sort of stuff, your why, is hard to translate through print, through bus benches, ads, and whatnot. Yeah. So not only the Remax brand, but the Jen and Heather brand, how do you think this video series has impacted your brand?
I think it's huge, and I think it's huger than any other marketing piece we've done together as a team up until this point.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can't fake this stuff, right? Like, this is who I am when you come to a showing or when we go to a listing appointment. Like, this is who Heather is, and that's our brand. That's, you know, what we do. We can tell you in an ad about all of the things that we love and about Muskoka and about us, and, you know, all of the value that we provide to our clients. But I mean, for you to sit and look at a screen and hear us talk and, you know, why we love this and why we love that, I mean, that is our brand, is who we are. So like, there's no other way.
What we sell is we're selling, you know, we're fulfilling dreams for people, essentially. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're not miracle workers, but these are people's dreams, and this is our passion,
mm-hmm.
and that's what we're trying to showcase through our videos. That is our brand.
I mean, I listened, you know, I watched the show of you and Jesse, and but actually stepping out and doing it, it will change you and your business like that.
And as much as our confidence has increased from day 1 to day 24, that has also increased our confidence just in our videos to send to clients, and just in mm-hmm. regular communication.
Mm-hmm.
So what did you think? Now that you're into it, did the things that you thought would be difficult through this process before you started, are those the same things that were actually difficult? Like, now that you're 24 days into it, what has been difficult for you guys as far as going ahead and putting out this marketing?
I think, like, for me, I mean, we're busy realtors, just like everybody else out there that's thinking about going ahead and doing this and not doing this. So I was nervous, first of all, to be on camera in front of everyone and mess up and, you know, say something I shouldn't, or because I don't have a filter sometimes. But and then number 2, like, the commitment of time. I was worried that, how are we going to do these every day? And, you know, we're busy, we're seasonal, so we only have a short working season. And, you know, so I was afraid of that. But it has come to a point where it's minimal time now to get this out there, like, very, very minimal. We shoot in 15 minutes, and, you know, we edit now in 20 maybe. So that's 35 minutes in and out, and it's online. So those were my biggest fears.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest fear, honestly, going in, was pretty much my only fear, was the editing part, but I've got Jen for that. So.
Jen, is that ready yet? That's Heather's editing.
I can do the help.
And here's one of the things too as well, and I know that sometimes when I'm talking about simple video, Jesse, and you'll speak to this too as well, I always have video people on Twitter or online saying, you know, you should leave video in the hands of professionals and you guys should stick to selling real estate. But here's the thing about it, is if you had to have these videos professionally produced every single time you wanted to create a video, you will never create enough video to impact your community. I'm not saying don't do polished video. I'm saying you do it, but you will never produce enough personalized, easy, accessible video if every single time you need a director, a cinematographer, a professional editor. So having some simple knowledge about editing is a tool, and it's not high, you know, it's not crazy to learn. Talk about the learning curve for your editing, Jen, and did that help you know that you can you can push some sort of sense of polished content out there that will be slightly more produced than just iPhone video?
Yep. So again, going back to, we keep talking about it, but the 2-day video boot camp that we attended, hands down best course. I know you got it in your highlight reel there, but you know, learning the program that we're using, which is ScreenFlow, which I believe, Michael, you started with, is so easy. You know, it took us a couple of hours to figure it out, and I totally fumbled through, you know, maybe episode 1, 2, and 3. And, you know, Mom called me one night and was like, why is that guy upside down in your video? I'm like, oh, you know, so I go in and redo it. But so editing, I mean, and again, you know, I bought the intro, we got it from Fiverr. It was like $7. So it's come full circle. It's so easy now. I was nervous in the beginning, and I was spending lots of time doing it, but getting that down was absolutely key, I think, because I worried about doing video on the fly and how's it going to look good and all of this, but learning that editing was absolutely key to moving forward with this, and it's so simple now.
Yeah, and that's one of the hard things that Jesse and I know, and now you know too as well, is you can hear it so simple. You're going to get over the fear 10 days in. It's, oh, this is going to pass. You're going to love doing it. And yet I've said that to hundreds and hundreds of agents, and a handful, the Melanie Gallias, the Jen and Heathers, and these people have actually stepped out and started doing it. But that's trying to convince someone, and they've all said it is. I mean, Melanie will tell you all day long the best ROI she's done is video. But even with those many people saying it, that's the obstacle, that you won't believe that you'll get past it. And I don't know how to articulate it, Jen, Heather, and Jesse, in any way that will actually resonate with people. It's just, I think, you can't lead them more.
Michael, yeah, you do know how to articulate it, because it worked for us. That boot camp, like I keep saying over and over again, but it changed, our outlook on our business. Like,
it's the program that the boot camp is what we've been waiting for so long, and not
for
just,
2 years.
Yeah, like hands-on. That's I think what really.
Yeah. And I see these tweets coming in, and the questions that you're probably getting, and that boot camp will answer all of them, at least enough for you to start.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into some questions, because I don't know actually what your strategy is. So this is going to be interesting for Jesse and I to sort of piece together. But a lot of the questions, obviously, how can people watch your video series? Where can they go online to see it?
So our video series right now is on Facebook. Is our business page, which is Muskoka Real Estate. So you can search that on Facebook. And it's been every day. We haven't been super strategic about the time. We were kind of behind a day for a little while, because again, we're busy with our clients, and family and all that. We do have a life, and so it's on. So that's where you go, Muskoka Real Estate. We actually had a good conversation with our friend Danny Wood, who I hope, if he's watching, hello, gave us some ideas of how to, maybe re-release across the other platforms even next month. So because all the work is essentially done. So, but right now it's just on Facebook.
Yeah, and that's an interesting thing. I think for people's strategy, I think when the sharing of businesses, the commenting, the liking, I think that's really important that this video series does start with Facebook. That, my opinion, is it's really important that it starts with Facebook, because you can tag the businesses, you can do that. Yep. The long tail. The long tail, though, I think there's a lot of value, especially when your consumers coming from the GTA, is to get that in the searchable form, which is going to be on YouTube. The long tail of it, and then get that somehow into the blog portion of a website, so that starts to build that SEO and whatnot. Because the problem with Facebook is once that post has come and gone, the post is sort of come and gone, and there's no way, if you've ever gone on Facebook and tried to find out that photo that you posted 6 months ago about, you can't find it. It's impossible. So the value will be to get that onto a Muskoka Real Estate type YouTube channel with the right tags, the right descriptions, the link back to the websites for these businesses, and re-release it too as well. And August has, ironically enough, 31 days. So there's no reason why you can't, and do that. Yeah.
I think it just, for us anyways, it kind of speaks to, we just wanted to get it out there, and we haven't been overly involved with our YouTube as we should be, and, maybe some other realtors out there, like, this is a lot of stuff, and it is overwhelming, and
this is step one.
Yeah, so we're like, let's go. We're on Facebook. We both have a big following, both in the realtor world and locally in Muskoka, and so this was a way for us to just get a foot in the door, get it out there, get started, get committed, you know, and then we kind of iron out the kinks as we go. So we're totally aware of the value and the benefit of it being on YouTube, and that will come.
And you know what I like about you guys in this journey was this opposed to, which is a common thing for humans to do, is that I'm going to wait till I've got all of it figured out, how the YouTube stuff is going to go, the Facebook, and then I'll start doing it. And the reality is you might never do it if that's the case.
Never do it.
Let's do this, and we'll figure out the mistakes, and we'll learn from it, and we'll move along. And I think it'll be very, very smart for you starting August 1st, because I don't think, do you guys say July in any of the videos? I don't think you do.
No.
The fact that the weather is still going to be good in August, it's still summer up there, to re-release it.
You've never set the date.
Yeah, I think it's very, very interesting.
Well, it's the whole concept, Mike, and I know when we were prepping for our video boot camp, we were chatting even just the day before in the hotel room, but it's the whole idea of ready, shoot, aim. Yeah. Stop overthinking this. This is what we do. Yes. Where's my budget going to be here? How much is this going to cost? You know what? The only thing that's going to cost is your time, and your ROI on your time when you do this is going to be phenomenal, right? Ready, shoot, aim, people. You can adjust. No one's going to judge you. You're the ones doing it. Yeah, you might get people saying stuff about you that, oh, well, that was sloppy or whatever. You know who's going to say that? People in our industry who aren't doing it. The average Joe doesn't know anything really about B-roll, doesn't know anything, and it's like, wow, look at that, right? Like, that's what we need to know, agents. That's what we need to know. That's what just go and do it. You'll learn. You'll learn. You weren't wanting to ride a bike. Sure. You didn't learn the theory of training wheels and where you were going to go on your mountain bike next. You just jumped on, you had a helmet, and you went. Right? Like, that's the whole thing, folks. Like, well, look at what these girls are doing. It's amazing. I love it.
Well, you know what's very, very interesting to me too as well is generally on Facebook. I think realtors usually have friends and family on Facebook, but a lot of the people that I'm friends with on Facebook are from the real estate industry. I mean, in a larger family, and I would imagine Muskoka is a very heavy referral-based community. I have a client in Toronto. I don't know Muskoka. I'm going to refer it out. Do you think that this will have a huge impact on making you guys aware of making other agents in the GTA aware of who you are, and therefore make it easy to send your referrals?
Yeah.
Well, part of that is showing our local knowledge.
Yeah.
I mean, we know what's happening and where it's happening, and that's one of the things that we don't just sell houses.
Yeah.
Well, and as a realtor, I want to be able to pass a referral over to someone who knows, likes, and trusts the entire community, right? So this is how you're doing it. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Referrals are huge for us.
Sorry, what was that? Jen?
Referrals, like referral agents. We get a ton of referrals a year. Like 27% of our business just last year was generated from agent referrals. Because, like you said, Michael, our clients are already down there in Toronto and they're coming up here. So getting that out to the agents is important for us too. We need to market to them as well and say, hey, this is who we are. So it's been a great way to do that.
So I don't know if you guys know the answer to this question, but it is day 24. You've got, doing the math quickly in my head, you got 5 days left plus today, 6 days left. Now what? Now where do Jen and Heather go with video? What happens in November, December, and January when you've got some time? Like, what have you thought about now that you see the power of video? This series is coming to an end. Have you started to think about the other opportunities that might present to you through video?
Actually, I have. I don't know that I've shared.
Yeah, we haven't talked about it yet because we're still kind of in the thick of it. But
I'm just, working it out so she doesn't always tell me a stupid idea. But yeah, no, there are some things that I have that I think we'll talk about doing that we'll implement over the winter. Maybe some like how-to stuff and
maybe like I know that you guys, and I'm not sure how often you produce them or you move forward with them, but if we did like a weekly or a bi-weekly thing, about the area or about cottaging and that kind of thing. So we've talked about a couple things that we've wanted to do in the past, and I think now that we've done this, now's the time where we have the confidence to move forward with those things.
And you have to keep doing it. in order
Yes,
to leverage
without a
what
doubt.
you already have, right? Build that consistency, right? Like in our realtor world, what's the next bright, shiny object in front of us? What app is now? And then it disappears after 4 to 6 weeks. This is not a shiny object for you gals in your business, right?
Oh, no. No, definitely not.
Top of mind. We gotta keep doing it.
I mean, you know, like I said, the response has been overwhelming. So for us to stop now would be silly.
Yeah.
Well, you know, and that's one of the things when it comes to, you know, being paperless. Once again, you know, I've never heard of an agent to go paperless and then 6 months in and go, forget it, I'm going back to paper. That doesn't happen.
Where's my paper? Yeah.
I've never heard of people that see amazing results from leveraging. Raj Kazar, legally obligated to say his name, isn't going to wake up tomorrow morning and say, I'm done with this video thing, this doesn't work. You know, and I think that's what's going to happen is I think agents are going to have to leverage through this medium in the future. So if the reality is, if you're going to do it, eventually, do it now and get the benefit of Jen and Heather, because if everyone was doing video in their marketplace, the reaction wouldn't be what Jen and Heather are getting. They wouldn't have this big thank you very much from the businesses if everyone was doing it. It's only in the fact that people aren't willing to do this that there's enormous value to the person producing the video.
We don't have to worry about looking silly because there's no one to compare us to.
No, we're not. There's definitely nobody in our market anyways that's doing anything like this. So there's no reason for us to stop. I mean, you know, I know you always we said about the bench and all of that. The power of this is above and beyond so much. Like, I can't say enough about it. So it definitely doesn't stop here. You've not seen the last of Heather and Jenn's videos yet.
So now we've sort of wrapped up that section of it. The one thing I do want to touch on, and I think all four of us here on this call are and fans of BombBomb. But now, you know, I think I don't know if it was Heather or if it was Jen who said right after boot camp that they were addicted to it and would never stop using.
Heather, I think it was Heather.
With
I think
Heather.
it was Heather.
So talk about. See you, Trish. Bye, Trisha Bongers. Trish loves BombBomb. That's one of my amazing business partners. Talk about BombBomb and how do you think it has impacted your business? Oh, Heather's distracted by.
Her computer's gonna die, so we're just putting it in.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
So Heather, talk to us about BombBomb and maybe why now that you're doing this other video, you know, how you see the power of that. And I think video becomes even more and more powerful the smaller the audience. I know that's counterintuitive, but I think the reason why your videos about Muskoka work is because Muskoka is an isolated community. Then if you were to focus on just one little neighborhood, it becomes more powerful and more meaningful to those people. And when it's one-on-one, like BombBomb can permit you to do, it's super powerful. Talk about how you guys have really bought into the value of BombBomb.
Well, the one thing when I started with it right after boot camp was I was literally previewing properties for a client, and I got tired of typing notes. And you know, I remember Jesse saying, like, "I'll never type another email again." Well, I'm not sure I will. But the biggest thing was when I was at a property, and I did a quick, you know, couple-minute-long BombBomb video to send to this buyer. He could then see the expression on my face. Like, I said, I love this property. Oh my God, you won't believe the exposure. Like, oh my God, I'm running to my car. This is so creepy. Like, this is a hideous. Like, it was just, and he loved that. He loved seeing that, you know, there was me typing exposure was Southwest. It was really nice, and I think you'll love it. Was not the same expression in my face to say, like, this property is amazing. I love this. I would actually move here tomorrow. Yeah. And with BombBomb, you can see how many times they view it and how many times they forward it on to someone else. The reaction was amazing. So I was like, oh, I'm going to keep doing this.
And so I mean that's almost the reason why we do it is because the reaction from the consumer is so positive that you'd be silly not to. So what has the reaction been from people that receive those videos who perhaps, in my big value, have dealt with a different agent prior in their lifetime? Most of our consumers have had some sort of relationship with another agent. And talk about standing apart from everyone else. What has the reaction been from people that receive your video emails?
The first client that I sent my very first BombBomb to was a lead prospect for a listing, and I said, you know, hey, this is Jen, and it's nice to meet you. And here, I attached some information, and it's like going. And he's still. This was right after boot camp, so how long ago was that? A month ago? He still opens it. Like, he opened it yesterday, and he replied in his email, I've never gotten a video email before. And, you know, do we have that listing? Yeah, we do. Because, I mean, it was really, really cool. So it's been awesome. Clients love it. They're like, thank you so much for the video.
And even to send a video if you screwed up, you know, like, you know, I'm really sorry, I haven't called you since last week. You know, I've been late returning your call, but I'm sorry. Like, that comes across a lot better than just on the phone or sending them an email saying, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so much is lost in context. When you can't tell about how excited you are about something. I think the people that watch this episode of Mobile Agent TV in the video form, even though it's more encouraging to sit down and watch it, have a different experience from those that listen to the podcast. I just think it's different. You don't see the facial expressions. You don't see leaning forward. You don't see, you know, the hands and all that sort of stuff. And like you say, because real estate is such an emotional transaction, good emotion, Jesse, bad emotion. There's no matter what you do, buying and selling real estate is full of emotion. It's in the face-to-face that we're able to communicate that. Now, ideally, I like to be belly-to-belly with my client. Dave makes me say that. Yep. I want to be belly-to-belly with a client, but the reality is 90% of your guys' communication is not belly-to-belly because they're 2 hours south. So the next best thing is simple video email.
And it doesn't even have to be 2.5 hours south. I got clients that are 5 minutes away from me who I don't know what their schedule is. Right?
Yeah.
So utilizing these tools to still connect on a one-to-one, that's what video allows you to do. It's not replacing anymore. And I think we're getting back to the one-to-one, but harnessing today's technology to do that because everyone's got a little bit more on the go, or it's more on a microscope that, hey, everybody's hustling and has life. BombBomb, not only video, but BombBomb has changed how I do business, even for client parties. Like, the more you do with it, the more you're sending out videos, the more people are replying, and I'm glad you gals jumped on with our suggestions, and it was a real treat working with Heather and Jen in our Remax of Video Bootcamp probably just about actually a month ago. I think was 1 month, and look at you from 1 month coming on in. The training wheels are off. That is amazing.
Oh, I don't know about that, but
I do want to just give a quick shout out to BombBomb and how awesome their support is, because I have no patience for technology that doesn't
really
work.
Bad.
And the first time when I downloaded that app, I wanted to use it now, not figure this out. I had to play at work, and had a couple issues. I called up, like, they were calling me nonstop, like, how can we help you? What can we do? And that is something that a company I think is amazing.
Mm-hmm. I almost want things to go wrong so I can call down. Honestly, I've never ever dealt with a company that is more top to bottom loves their consumer than BombBomb. From the top guys, Darren and Connor, through the Ethans, the Steve Passanellis, the James, all these guys, all the way down to the person that just answers your phone when you got a problem. Unbelievable company. And
they feel like I was their only customer. Like, that's how
important. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. Okay, guys, we've taken up an hour of your time, and I want a piece of advice from Heather. We'll start with you, then Jen, and then Jesse. We've talked about simple video. We talked about the impact that it has on your business, and we all agree, all four of us agree, it has a better impact than any other type of marketing we've ever tried. It's more real and more honest, and it's not a cost barrier, really. I mean, Melanie will tell you all the time, get off your wallet, but really, the cost has been a fraction of marketing that doesn't work. I mean, really, bus bench ads and newspaper ads are expensive, and they don't work in 2015, in my opinion. What can you tell someone, Heather, that was in your shoes the way you guys were 3 months ago, 2 years ago, when you know you're supposed to do it? What can you possibly tell those people that will perhaps get through to have them leap into adding video into their marketing?
You will be better than you think you are, and it will take you less time commitment than you think.
Good advice. Jen?
I think the response that you get from, you know, all of your spheres, home, business, community, will be above and beyond anything that you could ever imagine. And just do it. Just do it. And
I think that's Johnny's advice in the boot camp teaser. Just do it. Jesse, same thing to you. I mean, we've been down this road so many times of trying to articulate the power, and I think, unfortunately, and you and I had a conversation, Jesse, and I don't want to bring up any names or anything like that, where the older establishment of agents and of brokerages and of companies might not see the results because they aren't on they don't walk into the coffee shop and have the conversation that Heather and Jen have had the last 3 days or 3 weeks where there is no doubt in their mind that the ROI is incredible. But once you get removed from that feeling, that feedback, it's hard to look at a video that's got 200 views and say, yeah, this is working. This has value. So to the agent, what advice can you give them to demonstrate that there is nothing they can do in their business in 2015 that will have a bigger impact when it comes to the way that you market your personal brand?
Yeah, you know what, Mike, and that's exactly it. I think I think the people that harness the power of video will begin to see the changing of the guard, and the people who harness the power of video will begin to continue to or become more leaders in our industry, but also in your community.
Yes.
You begin to be known more as a Jen O'Brien or a Michael Thorne or a Jesse Peters or a Melanie Gallia, you know, than just a realtor. You are now becoming someone that is an important piece of knowledge, or just a wealth of knowledge for that community. And the one, do you want to do it, or would you rather have someone else do it? Right?
Yeah.
You can find that on any motivational quote anywhere. But why can't it be you? Why shouldn't it be you? It can be you this easily just by doing it. And I think our industry, I think our neighborhoods, I think our social communities are looking for people like us to help promote and share on a micro level now. I want to know the inside scoop, personal, business, and real estate. Okay? I want to see, I want to learn, and Jen and Heather, any Muskoka business that comes even up in conversation, I speak about both of you in just conversation and already building like and trust and recommendations. And you know what? If it's not working for you, you call me, right? You're doing something wrong. Okay?
Yeah, no, I agree. Here,
if it makes your business suck, you call me. Okay? All right? I will send you a coffee and we will regroup. Okay? Just doing it, not doing it is going to be the issue. And you want to save costs? It's cheaper than a bus bench. Hands down.
And here's the thing too is a lot of our viewers are American viewers, and a lot of our, you know, the American realtor has angst over, you know, Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, and the competitive advantage that they have taken away from agents with the sharing of data and that sort of thing. The reality is, no Zillow, no Trulia, no Realtor.com will ever produce the content that Jen and Heather have produced in the last 30 or 24 days. They can't. They will never get micro. They'll always be macro. They'll never be micro. They'll never be down in the coffee shops on the streets. So if you're creating that know, like, and trust on the streets, you don't have to worry about the big portal because they're not going to create that local that local content, and that's what we should be focused on.
Well, exactly. And does Zillow make you laugh? How do you build a rapport, right?
You know what makes me laugh? Sitting there and watch Jen or Heather eating that ice cream cone, like is. Well, Heather's trying to wrap, Jen's trying to wrap up the show. Heather has no interest in filming.
Zero.
It was awesome. It was awesome. Oh, by the way, a lot of people are asking about how to see the videos. I will put a link here, wherever it is for the videos. And you know what? Down the road, when you guys get it on YouTube, I will put a YouTube card right here in the top corner, right there, and it will let you know. Or is it over here? I don't know if I flipped around. Maybe it's over here. A YouTube card where it'll link to the playlist for 31 videos in 31 days down the road. So you'll find it here.
And Michael, where can people find out about the video boot camp? If you want to see a preview of it, we're trying to bring it out to Calgary next, and then hopefully we'll bring it into Vancouver, and then we'll see where we go from there. But if you want to see what it's all about, you can go to videobootcamp.ca. You can see, I think Heather is doing a great impression of Jesse in the video, and Jen says some nice things too as well. So it's fantastic. Well, thank you guys for visiting us, spending an hour with us all the way from the Muskokas.
Oh,
there you go, Bruce Johnson.
That was for Bruce.
For you. I snuck it in for the end.
Bruce, that was for you, Bruce.
There you go, Bruce. What was that, Jen?
There's only one Muskoka.
One Muskoka. I know. Bruce pays me $10 every single time I say it. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Jen, for coming on, sharing an hour of your time. And to share really, really inspiring. We've never had an opportunity to talk to two people that are in the midst of going through what it feels like to jump into this. We've had Melanie on the show, but a year after she started doing video, and sometimes it's harder to look back. You guys are doing it right now. You've got 6 episodes left to go. Where are you guys going to go shoot today?
Well, today we are at... today is a good one. This is Heather's favorite donut shop in Great Meadows. You guys have to watch it. It's really funny, and they're really delicious.
Fantastic. How do people get a hold of you, Heather and Jen? Send your referrals, tweet out, ask questions. How do people hunt the two of you down in Muskoka?
Oh, thank you.
TheCottageVendor.com.
Yep, that's our website. That will lead you through to all of our social stuff on Facebook, on Twitter.
We don't even edit that stuff out anymore.
No, just
no. And it's facebook.com/Muskoka Real Estate.
Real estate.
Perfect. Jesse, how do people hunt you down? I didn't even say where you are. Jesse Peters is in Winnipeg, Manitoba. I think he is if you put a dot right in the middle of North America, I think it's probably bang on where you are. How do people get a hold of you on all the social medias?
Yes, you know what, Winnipeg, Manitoba. If you don't know where that is, like Michael said, right in the middle of North America, the island of the prairies. And when I say it's an island, we're just surrounded by like farming fields. Very little water. But where you can find me is at Mr. Social Savvy on Instagram, okay, and on Twitter, okay, at Mr. Social Savvy. Website, jessepeters.ca. That's Jesse. There's no I. It's not Jesse. It's jessepeters.ca. And Facebook me. I'm under my name. Let's rock and roll. This is what we do. And I have a web series called Know Your Neighborhood with me, Jesse Peters, and that was my next venture after doing my 30 days. I now explore communities and neighborhoods and activities on a micro level. So we're hitting up a butcher shop, and we're touring the city on a pontoon from the river and showing people what to do. And I do this every week, right? So
awesome. I
don't just talk theory. I do this as well. I want to see who's going to do it next. I want to learn more out there. I want to learn more about Muskoka, hands down. I want to learn more about North Langley, hands down. I want to learn more about Hawaii, Alaska, Florida. I'm challenging everybody out there who's watching this to do video for at least 10 days and tag us in there. We want to see what's going on. Let's change the industry. Let's do this, folks. Be part of momentum.
Yeah.
I love that, Jesse. I love that. If you have any referrals heading out to the East Coast of the United States, get a hold of Dave, my vacationing co-host, as it is Christmas in July. I don't think he's at Santa's Village. I think he's somewhere in New Jersey. Get a hold of Dave, and he'll put you in the hands of the right RE/MAX agent. Any referrals coming out to the West Coast of Canada, get a hold of me, and I'll get you out to the right RE/MAX agent. And as Melanie Gallia of RE/MAX Fort McMurray wants us to end every show, please tell 5 other people about Mobile Agent TV. It grows our audience every week. Over 1,000 YouTube subscribers now, which is a bit of a milestone for us.
Congratulations.
Allows us to reach out.
That's awesome.
To Jen and Heather and Jesse. That will give us an hour of the time. Thank you, everyone, for watching. You guys are awesome. That's why we do it every week. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Jen.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Jesse.
Thanks, Michael. Thanks, Heather and Jen.
Bye.
Bye.